Can you introduce yourself and tell the listeners who you are?
My name's Freyanna. I'm the head of marketing for Regenerations.
My name's Kat, and I'm working on the set design and construction.
Hi, my name's Mark. I am the writer and director of Regenerations. Yeah, thank you.
What is Regenerations?
It's a walk-through installation that we're putting on as our final year production group project about the history of Birmingham and the future it could have.
Basically, it's the culmination of everything we've been learning over the last 3 years in our stage management course. So the brief we were given was Birmingham, and we really wanted to celebrate Birmingham. We're not all from Birmingham, so a lot of us have done a lot of research on Birmingham itself and significant parts and times in Birmingham. And we wanted to take it back to the 1950s and centre around the regeneration of Birmingham, but also talk about Birmingham's generations. So the title in itself is Regenerations, as in generations, which we all agreed on was quite good.
Where are you all from?
I'm the only Brummie in our year group. I'm from Sutton Coldfield. So it's really important for me to change the negative associations often with Birmingham and give it more of a positive outlook.
I'm from Bradford, so it's a bit of I think I am the furthest in apart from Noah, but it's just a very different, kind of different world here. So it's like I wanted to learn more about what happened before and how we got to this place as Birmingham got to what it is now.
Me, I'm not too far away. I'm from Leamington Spa, so I do have ties to Birmingham. My dad was from here, from Small Heath, and I've worked here over the years. Just to note, you can't tell on the radio, but I am a mature student, so I'm slightly older. So I think I've spent more time in Birmingham than most people on the course, apart from Freyanna, probably. Yeah, we wanted to take people on a journey. So going back to the idea we struck on as a group was back to the 1950s and the regeneration of Birmingham going through the 1960s to the present day. Obviously, it's a vast subject, so we had to take some distinct things from that. Just pre-1950s, we had the Second World War, and we wanted to highlight Birmingham's blitz, if you like, because in the Midlands area, it is focused on predominantly about the Coventry Blitz, but Birmingham went through its own blitz as well during the Second World War. So we've done an experience relating to that. The whole journey itself is that we start outside a 1960s tower block, which we've recreated, and the patrons are taken through into a recreated 1960s apartment, a flat, where they go through an experience and they meet a character called the caretaker. And the caretaker is there to give them a choice of going through one of two doors. So as a group, they have to decide which door they want to go through. And once they've gone through that door, they go through the experience of either the 1940s Blitz, which focuses on a story based of it was about a sponge factory in Birmingham just down from Snow Hill that was bombed during the war, and people used the basement as a bomb shelter. 21 lives were lost, people were saved, but it takes you through the experience of that so they can relive it, if you like. And then once that's played out, they go into our legacy room, which is a celebration of Birmingham throughout the years up until the present day.
That's really interesting. So my grandfather was born in 1936 and grew up in the Longbridge area of Birmingham. He did an interview about 25 years ago, quite a while ago now, on the radio about sort of growing up, what it was like around there. And he was interviewed by Dr. Cole Chin. And Freyanna, I know you want to reach out to him.
Yeah, so I've contacted Carl Chin and I'm going to have a conversation with him next week about his fondest memories of Birmingham, the history of Birmingham, what Birmingham means to him, because I think he's a really important person to speak to about Birmingham since he breathes Birmingham.
Can you tell me how the listeners can find you on social media?
So we're on all the social media platforms, on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook. Where we're going to share the behind the scenes content of what we're doing. So like looking at the set building, vlogging, just keeping people up to date with our project.
I think that's really interesting, and I do like that sort of behind the scenes stuff. And obviously set design and all of the model making and stuff is a real art. I just find it absolutely fascinating.
It's a big build. We've got a lot going on, a lot to be painted, and so there's definitely a lot going on behind the scenes. And I think there's 9 of us all together working on the project on different areas.
And obviously, we've worked collaboratively for the last 3 years, but this is the last time that we might get to work with each other. So it's just really nice that we all get to spend time together, create something that really is important to us and our degree, and just strengthen our friendships and stuff.
No, because it's a creative project and it's really interesting, and sort of how the creative minds work and get together. Have you experienced any creative friction?
I think it's great working as part of a group, and we've all excelled and enjoyed doing that over the last 3 years. I think we haven't always gotten along, and sometimes not. In the sense of this project, is there are causes of friction, but I feel really proud that we've worked through those. In the sense if a problem arises, we do all get together and work towards the goal, which is doing a great job and something that we're all proud of. I think so, yeah. Just going back to how people can find out about this, but we are on all the social medias, but from the social media they can book their slot. So the actual experience itself is 30 minutes, so they can book their 30-minute slot to come along. We're at the venue, the Edge in Derriton, Digbuff, Cheapside. So if they look on our social medias, they can find all that, and then get onto the Eventbrite page and book their slot. So that would be great if people wanted to know more about how they can come along and take part and see the exhibition.
So why should people visit the exhibition?
It's free. You'd be silly not to come. It's a free installation. We've worked really hard on this.
Now, obviously, we are a Birmingham radio station and we all have a connection to Birmingham. But why are you so passionate about the history of Birmingham?
I think we constantly want to tell Birmingham's story, and for me, I've noticed over the years, I'm sure everyone else has, Birmingham is forever changing and renewing and regenerating, which is the whole purpose of our project, really. But we want to tell the stories that this legacy, if you like, is told as we move along. So in our reflection room at the end of the exhibition, we have lots of little stories that people can find out about, and we'd also ask people to leave their own memory or their own story of what Birmingham means to them. So we're really excited to find out all of that as well.
Yeah, we've gone out into our communities, we've gone to the rag market, we spoke to vendors from the jewellery quarter. We're trying to get in touch with our community so that we can share that these areas are so much more than just a space. They're full of memories and legacies.
Just to close off, how has the exhibition been perceived by the venue?
Probably as passionate as we are about having this project there, because they've just had a big refurb so that they could hold more art events, and so it's the first big project going in there since they've had their refurb, and so they're quite excited for us to work there as well.
Yeah, we're at Tagline Theatre on Instagram. We're at Tagline Talk on TikTok.